All right. So tonight we have Jenna Schaefer talking. Her name is Jenna Schaefer, but you guys probably know her as Jenna Lynn because on Facebook she's Jenna Lynn. So if you guys don't know who Jenna is, she is one of my Star Diamond coaches. She's actually the first coach on our team to go Star Diamond. So she is a lifetime 1-star diamond coach, but she actually has 3 lifetime diamonds. So she's technically a 3-star diamond, but with placement issues, it is what it is. She's also on track to be a 2-star diamond premier coach this year, which is super, super awesome. I'm so excited for her and her team. So the reason I asked Jenna to host this call tonight is because Jenna is one of those coaches who treats this business like a business and has success in this business because of that. She's also probably the top recruiter on our team. She's constantly recruiting new coaches to her team. And there's a reason why she's doing all this and having all this success. And that's what I asked her to talk about tonight is the business aspect of this. Another thing I wanted to point out about Jenna is that I think a lot of people see her success. In fact, I know a lot of you guys see her success because it's been voiced to me and you're like, what is Jenna doing? What is the trick? And I think a lot of people think that she just got lucky or it's always been this way for her. And one thing that I love about Jenna is that there was a time in her business where she was kind of unsure, for lack of a better word. And she definitely had to find her way in this business and figure out what worked for her and figure out how to actually pave the way and treat it like a business and then find that consistency. And that's exactly what she's done. And that is how she has had so much awesome success. So I personally will be taking notes tonight because I constantly learn so much from her. And I definitely recommend you guys take notes, and I'm super excited for this call. So go ahead, Jenna. I am going to mute myself and mute everybody else.
Right. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Wow, that was the best introduction I think I've ever had, and I don't know what to say after that. She said it all, but really, Stephanie's right. I think a lot of people look at me and think that I'm very confident, which is not the case at all, especially when I started this business. Extremely insecure, self-esteem. I mean, I would screenshot almost every post to Stephanie and be like, what do you think about this? Or I would put things up and delete them. And she'd be like, why'd you delete that? Because I was so worried about what people would think. And so it really was, a process of not only learning how to be effective in the business, but also kind of learning how to love myself for who I am and how to be myself. Because a lot of times I think for a lot of us and for me at the beginning of the business, it was I felt so forced and so pressured and so looking at all the top coaches and trying to just replicate, which it's great to look at them for inspiration, but ultimately it was being myself that allowed me to connect to the business and allowed it to grow. So if you do follow me, you probably know silly things about me, like how much I love Christmas right now, and those are things that in the beginning I think were just, why would that be important or what did that matter? And now I see that just being myself is what's important, is what matters, and is what attracts people to join our team, is that they feel like they can really know me. So growing in your own skin and getting uncomfortable are 2 really key pieces of this business. But let's jump into it because I do have a lot of slides for you guys, and we'll try to get through them. And I'll go ahead and share my screen. So the topic of the call is Beachbody is a Business. And it was funny, I kind of called it Beachbody Is a Real Job because when I've done this call a couple times now, and when I first did it for my team, I did the call almost comparing Beachbody to your real job. And I would say well, in your real job, it would look like this, and in your real job, it would look like that. And one of my coaches after the call, I asked for feedback on the call because I was going to be presenting it to Fitz Dynasty, our upline, and they said, Beachbody is a real job, so don't compare Beachbody to the real job. And I'm like, that's such a better title than Beachbody is a Business because it is a real job. And so I'm going to work on that wording on that and treat it this way. So because Beachbody is a real job, it requires a lot of things. So training, any job you have started, and I'll kind of say like career or field job or something, when you think about what you do right now on your 9 to 5 or your daily work, you probably had some sort of training, whether it was a couple hours on the computer or, days on the field working under supervision. I know for me, like prior to my career, I was in the restaurant field. So you had to follow around the server and, watch them serve tables, and then they followed you and watched you serve tables, and you had to complete all these tests. And there's training for any sort of job that you do. But I think people jump into Beachbody and like skip the training. So let's be honest. Have you really done a training? Have you really done like a success starters kind of thing, like a coach basics? Have you done that? Have you, whether in your own team or the Fitz Dynasty page or the Bombshell Dynasty has one, have you really gone through every day and done the assignments? And think about in your 9 to 5, had you skipped that step, how good would you be at that job, And so people try to do it with Beachbody though, right? They just come on and they just start posting, or they just start messaging people, and it's like, wait a minute. Have you really done the basics? Have you gone through the training? So what I did for my team, and this is always a work in progress, guys. It's always changing because people's needs are changing. People learn differently. And I've changed my own coach basics quite a few times. I started by referring people up to the Fitz Dynasty one. And up until recently, I don't know when you all joined, that was a 28-day training. To me, that was too long. Like that, I know I wouldn't complete that. Another thing that I also would not do is watch videos. Like when there's trainings and there's videos, I would like never watch them. And it's not because I didn't want to or that I couldn't. It was just that a lot of times I wasn't in the right place to do that. I was watching them on my break at work in an office, and I couldn't just play a video, or I was in my car or something, so I couldn't like watch slides. And so whenever there was a video on the training day, I'd be like, oh, because I just couldn't do it. I just wanted something I could read really quick while like standing in line at the grocery store or waiting at the doctor's office. So I made one that was 10 days. I made a 10-day Coach Basics group on Facebook, and there was no videos. It was all script so that people could read it anywhere. They didn't have to have their headphones or have to be in a quiet place where they could play sound. That was working okay, but what I started noticing was around day 4 or 5 that people started like falling off. The first couple of days they were kind of into it, and then they were behind, and then it was like, forget it. So what I do now, and you all are welcome to have access to this, I can send it to Stephanie or you can make your own, is I just made like a 4 or 5 page Word document. And it has everything in there. It has images of, myself, Stephanie, Lindsay Westbrook, Lindsay Matway, our whole upline, so they know what the name of their teams are. I have example posts of how to make their coming out as a coach post, so they can put a post up pretty quickly on social media with examples announcing what they're doing. And I just email it to them. It's 4 or 5 pages. They can print it out, read it, stuff it in their purse, read it as they can, highlight, write pen on it. So far, that's working pretty well. So either complete a training, or if you are coming up on being a diamond coach, create a training. Something I have learned in this business is that the more I do things myself, the better it seems to work for me and my team. Now, don't take that the wrong way, okay? Because this job is very much a team effort, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is putting your own touch on things, authenticating them, putting things out in a way that is similar to how you personally absorb them in will allow you to explain it better. So, I don't just want to throw my people in an uplines training. I don't just want to throw my people in some random groups here and there. I want to be a piece of it. I want to be the creator. I want my stamp to thread through everything so that it connects and makes sense and allows our team to feel more interconnected and relatable to me. Okay, I think I spent more time on this slide than I normally do, but do you get on the team calls? These are weekly trainings. And if you think about this like your 9 to 5, you probably have trainings at your job, like whether they're weekly staff meetings or quarterly trainings or annual, certifications you have to update. These are things that you're doing in your 9 to 5, and there are things we have to do here because things are constantly going to change. Beachbody constantly has things coming out, and you have to stay up to date and with the rhythm of all of those things. Okay, so just like your 9 to 5 job, this job takes time. And just like any job you have to clock in and clock out to get paid, right? If you didn't go and spend time at your career job, whatever, 9 to 5, whatever you're working, you wouldn't get paid. And the same thing works for Beachbody. You can't spend 5 minutes a day or brush it off for 2 or 3 days in a row and then wonder why your paychecks aren't where you want them to be or your rank isn't where you want it to be. You get out what you put in this business. And that is something I truly believe and have felt from the start. I always have felt like I've gotten out what I've put in. And I would hope that you all feel the same way. Okay, so there are a few things I do, and I have a video on this, so I can also upload this in Steph's team page, the A to Z system and the birthday system. I won't go into now how exactly I do that, but essentially the birthday system, these are things I do kind of as part of my power hour, things I do every day to increase my algorithm on Facebook and build my connections and relationships with people. So the birthday system, I go to everyone whose birthday it is that day and write happy birthday on their wall. Then the next day, I send all those people a message and just say, hey girl, how was your birthday? So it's super simple, and you might be thinking, what does this have to do with my Beachbody business? But it does. I'll tell you right now, I did that to a girl. She's now on my team, and I sent her the message, hey girl, how was your birthday? Never talked to her before, and I got that like super dreaded, scary message back that was like, how do I know you, right? We all are like, oh God, like it's so scary when that happens, right? How do I know you? And I kind of wrote back to her like, haha, I was kind of hoping you would know or you would remember, or I saw we had mutual friends from, I forget what it was now, and I thought that was it or something. And she wrote back, haha, yeah, I don't really know either. But anyways, I'm so glad you messaged me because I have 21-day fix and I've been doing it for a few months. And several people at my work have been asking me about it. Do you think I should be a coach? What does that mean? Yes, I definitely think you should be a coach. She signed up as a coach that day and was actually a success starter, meaning she hit Success Club the first 3 months in her business and earned her free ticket to Summit with us next year, all because I asked her how her birthday was. So don't undervalue these things or think that they're not related to our business because they are. We're in a business of building relationships and caring about people. The A to Z system, I go to my personal Facebook page. I go to my friends list. So you go to your own page, click friends, and in the search bar, you start with AA. And it'll bring up some people's names that have AA, and I message those people. The next day, AB. The next day, AC. The next day, AD. Once I get through that, BA, BB, BC, BD. I hope that's making sense. If not, you can see in the video where I screen share how I do that. But again, it's just a way for me to stay connected with people. I go to their page and I see something like maybe they went on vacation recently, asked how it was, saw a restaurant they went to, asked how they liked it. I just find something, whatever it is, to message them about. It helps build the connection, build the relationship. It keeps me organized and on track of talking to new people every day. And sometimes it even helps me follow up because sometimes I click on the people's name that came up that day on my A to Z system, and maybe I talked to them a few months ago about something and it pops up in our messages and I'm like, oh, I gotta ask them about that. So it helps me kind of stay organized. Okay, so there's a little power hour to-do list. This is just an example, but everybody should have one of these. Those power hour is those few things you do every single day that help grow your business no matter what. Okay, again, I'm not going to go into these, but businesses have a strategy, right? Business strategy. You've heard that. So same thing applies with Beachbody. You have to have some sort of strategy to go about your business, some sort of plan. So these are two examples. The 5-3-2 system is something Jessica Pastola does. And then this is the 7-step funnel system. So whatever you want to do is fine, and you can look into both of these, or I have the images of both of these, or you can screenshot this. But you need some sort of business plan, some sort of business strategy, just like wherever you work now has one of these as well. Okay, you need an office. So this is my office. And I got this kind of idea and notion from a call I saw with Morgan Reiger. She's actually going to be speaking on the next Bombshell Surge call. And you need a place to work. And it has to be organized. It has to be inspiring. And a place where you can focus. And no, your couch is not your workplace. We're all guilty of it. Me too. And there are certain things that, yes, you can do sitting on the couch. I make my things on Canva or PicMonkey, you know, and I'm sitting on the couch talking with my husband or watching a movie. But things like my A to Z messaging, my birthday, my follow-up list, my contact sheets, hitting Success Club, no, those are things that you need to be sitting down at a place that is your own, that you sit and can feel like Superwoman. And that when I come here and I sit here, I am a powerhouse. I did a online business mentorship with Susan Sly, and she was very big on this. I mean, she went much into the colors and the placement of the furniture and everything. But really her gist of it was you need a place that you go, and when you sit down, you, one, feel amazing, like you can do anything, and you just feel powerful, like it's your place. And two, our bodies kind of get trained to it, right? I don't know if you guys have ever heard, like with sleeping, for example, they say not to do anything in your bed but sleep. You know, don't lay in your bed and read a book or a magazine. Don't lay in your bed and play on the computer or the phone, because when you go lay in bed, your body gets trained to know this is where I sleep. So if you do a bunch of other things in bed, like paint your nails and da-da-da-da, your body doesn't start to make that connection. So it'll actually be harder for you to fall asleep. So the same thing kind of goes for work. Your body knows when you go sit in that chair, in that space, oh, this is where I work. This is where I focus. So, invest a little bit of money, like go to Marshall's or TJ Maxx or whatever and get a few cute little signs or things that inspire you, or a little quote, that keeps you focused. That's an investment. This is a place where you go and you make big things happen. Okay, you got to be organized. So I also do have a YouTube video. I have a whole YouTube channel you guys can get on. I don't know if you need the passwords to get in some of these, but however you stay organized is up to you. But I do have a YouTube video where I explain how I stay organized, which is with note cards. I have a crazy, if you know me, I'm a little OCD, so I have a crazy note card organization system that is alphabetized and color-coded, and I'm not even joking. But I did make a video explaining all that. But whatever works for you, whether it's the 3x5 note cards like I have, different notebooks or binders. I'm a paper and pen gal, but if you're an electronic person, definitely make an Excel spreadsheet, get on Teamsy, Google Sheets. There's all kinds of things. So whatever you do is fine, but start it early. Start it right away in your business. So if you don't have this yet, establish it now, because trying to go back and do it later and playing catch up is just hard. Keep a planner and a calendar. I keep my planner and I have reminders of, like, every time I end a conversation with someone, if it ends with, hey, I'll order next Friday at payday, that goes in my planner, that next Friday, follow up with da-da-da-da-da. I keep personal stuff in there. 2 examples I have right now is I have 2 coach potentials. One had like an ankle surgery last week, and a month ago she told me, I'm going to wait till after my ankle surgery to sign up. Okay, that's great. I'm going to make a mental note to follow up with her, of course, but I care about her and I want to follow up about her surgery. So I made a note in my calendar, that girl's ankle surgery. And I messaged her the night before, thinking of you, girl. I hope everything goes well tomorrow. Because we care about people on our team. This isn't being fake. This isn't, putting on a show. Everybody on my team is my friend, and I genuinely care about them. And if this girl's going to be on my team, I care about her too. I have another girl who had a big exam on Monday for, I don't know, like real estate certification or something. So she, was studying for her test and said she'd talk to me after the test. I texted her Sunday night, good luck on your test tomorrow. So I put follow-ups of personal things, business things, and also reminders of auto ships. This is a sticky area. You have to decide what you want to do. I remind everyone of their auto charges for Shakeology and Beachbody On Demand. I just personally think it's the right thing to do. Some people don't. Some people think I'm crazy because they think, oh my gosh, I would never, remind people about that. Or, I hope it slips through the cracks so I get the money or get the whatever. Like, to me, especially if somebody tells me that they, a lot of people are tight with money. Money is a huge objection. I'm not going to let them get slapped with like $180, because they forgot or whatever, because that is just not, to me, that's not putting people first. That's not caring about them and worrying about them. So I don't word it like, hey girl, don't forget to cancel. Like I don't say that, but I'm just like, hey, I just wanted to remind you that, your Beachbody On Demand is going to renew in a few days. Like, I hope you're loving it. What do you think about it? And I start a conversation. Do you think you're going to continue Shakeology? If they say yes, I offer the discount coaching. I just connect with them a few days before that happens to kind of see where they're at and then, go from there. So again, that's up to you. That's personal. But for me, I don't ever want to be the reason somebody has, gets upset or angry or financial problems. I've been there. So that's my take on that. Okay, take sacrifice. So think about people who own a business or start a business. Okay, these people are the last ones to go to bed, the first ones to wake up. I go back to the restaurant because that's like my background before Beachbody and before my therapy career. But I think about, when somebody doesn't show up to the restaurant, like the manager or the owner is the one filling that hole. Even washing dishes, there might be the manager or the owner, but if the dishwasher calls in, the dishes need to get done. So they're going over there running dishes. They might be picking up tables, they might be running in the back and like starting to make pizzas or whatever it is. But that's what they do as the boss and as the owner. And this is what you have to do as the boss and owner of your own business. You have to fill in any of the little gaps. You have to be everywhere for everybody and be there. You have to make sacrifices. What are your priorities? You look at somebody who opens a restaurant, they can't sit there and go like, oh, well, I don't want to work nights, weekends, and holidays because, I have a family or whatever it is. Like, that's when you work at a restaurant. And like, you have to do that. So yeah, as Beachbody, we have the freedom to make our own hours, and that's great. And I want you to take advantage of that. This is not me encouraging you to work nights, weekends, and holidays, but this is how I phrase this, okay? So you look at the job that you work at. So let's say you work at a restaurant and, you work whatever, your bartender, server, whatever. So your friends are having a party this coming Saturday. So your friends invite you to the party this Saturday, and what do you say? You say, oh, no, I can't. I have to work, right? You have to work, so you're going to miss that party. But here's what I see happening with Beachbody all the time and happening on my, and even on my team is, Super Saturday comes along. And, hey, Super Saturday's a Saturday, and what do they say? I can't. I have a party. So that's what I'm getting at, and that's what I hope you guys are seeing, okay? I want you to make your own hours. I want you to take advantage of the freedom and flexibility, but where do you have the priorities? Because guess what? Beachbody is now your work. So Beachbody Super Saturday is where you say, oh, I can't, I have to work. It's work. It only happens 4 times a year. You can do that. There's other parties. So, and again, do you have to do all this? No, but if you want to be successful, if you really want to grow, if you want to advance and rank and grow your business, yeah, you got to do some of these things. If you're happy where you're at, you don't. But I don't think you'd be on this call if you felt that way. So I'm going to tell you, as a go-getter, achiever, goal digger, what you got to do. Okay, make some investments. Every business starts with an investment, okay? And we are actually ridiculously blessed in Beachbody that we actually don't. I think pretty much probably everybody on this call signed up as a coach for free with their purchase of their product. Okay, so think about that. What other business could you start? What store could you open? Restaurant could you open? Anything could you do without spending like a dime? Nothing. Like, we are so ridiculously blessed, guys. Even other network marketing companies, some of them are like $5,000 to start. I don't know, but they are, okay? So we are so, so lucky. And so we need to, and we should want to put a little bit of investment into our business. So this is an example of something I do for new coach gifts, and you guys are totally welcome to steal this idea and pass it on to your team. So I give all my new coaches I write them like a handwritten note, welcoming them to the team. And what I do is I include reminders of our 4 vital behaviors. So in my little handwritten note, I say, please accept these gifts as reminders of our 4 vital behaviors. 1, hair ties as you become a product of the product. 2, a bookmark as you read personal development. 3, a blank note card, that's a blank note card, as a reminder to invite your friends to join you. And 4, please accept these gifts as our recognition of you as a great coach. Now, let me tell you, I get the hair ties, 5-pack for $1 at the dollar store. I get the bookmarks for $2.95 at Barnes & Noble. And I get the note cards, a pack of 100 for $7.99 at TJ Maxx. Okay, so we're talking there's maybe $4.20 of stuff, and then $1 to ship it. Okay, I'm not demeaning the value of this gift. I'm not saying it to demean the value of this gift. Okay, the cost doesn't matter. Okay, some of my coaches are on this team and receive this gift, and I'm not saying, I only spent $4. That's not the point. The point is the thought. The thought is priceless. The thought is endless, and it is appreciated. And you don't have to spend a gajillion dollars to let people know that you're thinking about them and that you're glad they're on your team. And this is something very affordable. I mean, you're talking $5.50 maybe. If they signed up as a coach, you probably made $40 off of them. So you still made $35. And then everything that they're going to work for you as one of your staff members, right, on this business you just opened, they're one of your employees kind of. And you've just sent them something that means so much to them. And I even send this to my discount coaches, because something like this could maybe be the thing that makes them want to do the business side. Receiving this gift could be like, man, this is a really cool, positive community. Maybe I do want to do this. Or what does she mean, the 4 vital behaviors? What's that? Whatever it is. So, okay. So yeah, you guys are welcome to use that idea. I also do little gifts. Usually my emeralds get workout tanks. And then my diamonds, I started the Alex and Annie bracelets. And those are cool because they're all kind of the same, but they're all different. So I try to personalize them. I have a coach who loves the beach. So I got her a seashell one, and I have some yoga girls, so they'll get the Buddha and the Om ones and stuff like that. So they're all kind of the same, but they're all personal touch that I can put thought into, and they're starting traditions. And again, if you have a page, don't be afraid to run some ads. I have a love-hate with my page, but that's a whole personal story. But, any business, again, any job you work at right now probably has commercials or a billboard or, mailers or something. So putting advertising for yourself is okay. You have to invest a little bit into advertising if you want a return. Okay, recognition. So just like at your 9 to 5, there's probably something like employee of the month, or if they do some sort of they try to make it fun, right? I mean, that's the whole philosophy that's coming in the world today, making the workplace fun and appreciating people. And recognition just became our 4th vital behavior. So we know how important this is. And just like at your regular job, if you never felt recognized or appreciated or important, how motivated or excited would you be about it? We're part of a team, but how much would you feel valued as part of that team if no one ever told you that you were? So the same thing is true in Beachbody. So, I try to make it fun. So this shirt, I found this shirt, on clearance at Bell's Outlet, and I thought it was so funny and cute. And, so I just made a post in my team page, and they had no idea why I was asking. I just put a post in my team page saying, who loves pizza the most? Comment below with why you think you love pizza more than anyone else on the team. So they had no idea why I was asking, but everybody was commenting. It was so fun. It was funny, and I just kind of picked the one I thought was the funniest, and I sent them the shirt. So, it's just a way to keep them involved and just make the workplace fun. And we have recognition in all kinds of ways, like challengers of the week, top coaches of the week, top coach of the month. I always put those on my coaches' walls because it generates, I say, electricity. It generates electricity on Facebook. people seeing it from your page to their page, and then the likes and the comments that kind of come together. So I like that. Success Club, what I do is in my team page, I make the cover photo pictures of everybody who hit Success Club the month before. So it's just like, you know, your face is on our cover photo of our team page all month for everybody that hit Success Club the month before. I share a great post into my team page. How does this phrase go? This is going to come to me in a second. What is celebrated will be replicated. That's what it is. So what is celebrated will be replicated. So I always post a great post into my team page so that the rest of the team can see it and learn from it, and maybe do a post like that too. And then we can recognize things, you know, anything. Somebody signing their first coach, somebody making their first sale. If my team members tell me that, because I won't always know when they get their first sale or something, but if they text me like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, I got my first sale, and I don't know where, that's going to my team page. Like, hey, let's all give her a shout out. Like, that's awesome to have your first sale. What about just showing up and doing your job? I mean, it's, again, such a simple thing, but if you look at like wherever you work now, everybody's showing up as like a cog in the wheel, right? Like I always think of watches and like how one turns and the other turns. Like we all have a place. And so even just being like, oh my gosh, so glad you were here today, thank you, at your job probably feels so good. And that's the same thing here. Like, oh my gosh, like, so glad you all are on these calls. So glad like you guys are posting today. Like our team is killing it. We're on fire. And it's just an energy, and that just grows between everybody. Okay, we have to take some risk. All right, so just like any other business owner, we have to try new stuff. We don't know what's going to work. It's brand new when you open a new business. Even though Beachbody has been done before and it's not reinventing the wheel, it's replicating a process that works. You have to find what works for you. So some things will work, some won't. That's okay. The cool thing again about our business is like we really can't fail too hard. You know, I mean, if you think about somebody opening a new store or something, you can really, really fail. I mean, you can really lose a lot of money. You know, I mean, you hear like people and businesses going bankrupt or this and that, or they put all their money in this. And I mean, our biggest risk is like, oh, that post didn't get a lot of likes. I mean, it's okay. You know, it's not really like too scary, like the risk we have to do. So we definitely all need to be taking them, because really nothing bad is going to happen. You've heard the expression fail forward. Everything that happens is just learning. So go live if you haven't gone live. That's a cool risk. And if you are scared to go live or haven't gone live yet, I did put some ideas on here. You can go live and tell your story. If you are nervous to talk, just go live during a workout. Just put your phone up and do your workout, and you don't have to say a word. And that's a nice way to break the ice. We have some amazing coaches who do go live with their cooking and their meal prep. One of my coaches did a fun like this or that one time. Like she just went live and like was like, oh, would you rather go on a plane or take a road trip? Would you rather, like listen to music or watch movies or whatever it was, like, cats or dogs, like this or that, like. And it was so fun. Like, oh my gosh, that post had over like 400 comments by the end of people watching it live and watching it later and commenting their answers, and which kept it in newsfeed, which was awesome for a really long time. So that's a fun one. Again, if you don't want to be on it, go live of your dog rolling over or sitting down or shaking paws or whatever, just doing something cute. Go live at the park with your kids running around on the swings. I've seen some other fun ones where people do like the Ask Me Anything. They go live and say Ask Me Anything. That's kind of a scary one, I guess, but people love that. Like, people love those. So take a risk, go live. All right. So we are responsible for showing the value of our products. People can get our products pretty much anywhere, right? I mean, they can get them off the infomercial. They can go online and order them themselves. They can even go on, like, forbid, Amazon or eBay or something. So the difference is you. You are the difference, because the DVD is the DVD is the DVD, okay? Wherever they get it. You are the difference. You are responsible for showing the value. People are ordering you, not the product. So you have to be a piece of it. You have to weave yourself into Shakeology and healthy eating and working out, and that they're kind of one and the same. So when people think of those products, they tie you to it. I mean, if you think about right now, if I say soda, I bet all of you just thought about Coca-Cola, right? Coke, right? Because they're so interwoven that we just think about soda, which could be anything, but we think of that like red can of Coke, and that's how we are with these products. So these are my results from the 21-day ultimate reset, if you're wondering, which is an amazing program. I absolutely think everyone should do it at least once. I think I'll do it once a year, honestly, because it's so crazy to see how powerful food is, because this was no working out, just food. And it was like just so eye-opening and informative for me. And honestly, the food was really good. I still make like half the recipes in there. So, but you have to show that value. So that means your Facebook page needs to be showing your progress, transformations of yourself and other people, non-scale victories, the business opportunity. People want to think, I literally have people send me, like I had a girl the other day, I guess she saw like an ad, like somebody's ad for 21 Day Fix, like on her Facebook newsfeed with containers. And she screenshotted it and sent it to me. And I said, saw this ad on my Facebook and thought of you, because she saw those freaking containers and thought of me, because she thought, oh, that's Beachbody. Oh, that's 21 Day Fix. Oh, Jenna does that. And that's how we have to be with our business. And we have to advertise. No business is going to succeed without advertising if nobody knows about it. So the last bullet on here is adding friends, but it's really one of the most important, because the way I explain it to coaches on my team who either keep their profiles on private or aren't adding friends is like, cool, you have a really awesome billboard on a dead-end street. Think about that. You have an amazing billboard, your social media is killing it, your transformation's rocking, and it's literally on the end of a dirt road. Like, congrats. So it's great, but like nobody's seeing it. Nobody's driving by, and they don't understand why their business is not succeeding or thriving or growing. Well, because your mailers are going out to houses nobody lives in. Your billboard is on this dead-end road. Your commercial is running on channel 999 that nobody clicks up to, however you want to think of it. So adding friends is super, super important. I think I have a video on adding friends. If not, I'm going to make one. But I pretty much add friends by going to my friends pages and adding their friends. So I might go to like somebody I went to high school with, go to their page, go to their friends, and add anyone I have like 8 or 10 or more mutual friends with. Or I go into like groups I'm in. So like my high school alumni page, my sorority page, my college alumni page, and I add people from groups. So if you're in like a mommy's group or, I don't know what other groups there even are, like we love crafting, whatever your jam is, you can add people from those groups too. Other forms of our advertising are posting on social media. Of course, your social media is your billboard, your commercial, it's everything. So it has to be personal. Again, it has to be about you, your connection with the product. It has to be consistent. So, imagine if you saw a commercial like once a year for something, it wouldn't stick, or you wouldn't remember, it wouldn't stand out. You remember the things that you see over and over and over. I know like my husband, like I joke with him sometimes because he'll know the words to like every commercial because they're on so much, and he watches sports or whatever, and he'll like just quote the commercials and talk along with it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you're watching too much TV. But that's a good commercial because he can tell you every freaking word. And that's what people should know you and know your story. People should know like, oh, that's Jenna. She's a therapist and now she does Beachbody full time, and her husband's name is David. And that's how it is when I run into people. Like they're like, oh, I feel like I know you already. I never met you, but I feel like I know you. Great. That's exactly how I want it to be. And that's how yours should be too. And you are not an infomercial. There is a difference between a commercial and an infomercial. You are not an infomercial. So something I personally just can't stand. If it works for you, it works for you. But I can't stand when I see the posts that are like, do you blah, blah, blah? Do you, do you feel this way? Do you have no time? Do you have this? Well, then I don't know. It just sounds like such an infomercial to me. It drives me crazy. So you're not an infomercial, you're a commercial, and there is a difference. Calls to action, make sure you have people know you have something to offer. So I saw one of my coaches, she was doing everything right. I mean, everything. Her social media was great. Her pictures were great. I mean, she had a huge following. She was getting like 80, 90, 100 likes on everything, but had yet to sell a challenge pack and had yet to sign a coach. And we were kind of both like wrapping our brain like, oh my gosh, like what is going on? Like she's doing everything right. And I know some of you guys might feel that way too. And I had a few coaches go to her page to kind of get some feedback, and somebody finally brought to my attention, like, people are following her journey, but I don't think they know that they can do it too. I don't think they know that she has something to offer, because there's a difference, right? We see people on our social media all day, every day, checking in at the gym every single day, at LA Fitness or wherever it is they go every single day. But we know like they're not selling us LA Fitness. They just go to the gym every day. And that's kind of how it was. Like people knew she was working out and they were cheering her on and thought it was great, but they didn't know that like she was selling something. They didn't know that like she was starting a business that they could join. So there's a difference between just like putting stuff on your social media all day and letting people know that they can do it too and that they can join you. So make sure that you have that action step in there of what to do next. If you think about advertising for other businesses, they have that, right? If you get a coupon or something, it says used by blah, 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 present to cashier, right? I mean, one per offer, or, use with this. Like it tells you what to do. And so that is kind of what we need to do as coaches. Let them know the deadlines, let them know the next groups, let them know if they need to comment or message you or what they need to do, what the next step is. Okay, you got to be a leader. Every job has a leader. Wherever you work right now, there is a boss. There is an owner. There's a boss. There's a management. There's a tier system. There's something going on above you, right? This is you at the top of your Beachbody business. So your leader, wherever you work, is probably at least somewhat confident. They probably have some education and background and knowledge about what they're doing. They're probably at least semi-professional to be in that sort of leadership position. And you need to step up into that role too. So these are this is my books. Like some are personal development and some are religious and some are probably just weird. But anyways, those are my books. My favorite book of all time is The Secret. At least like Beachbody wise is my favorite book. If you haven't read The Secret yet, it's totally life-changing. I definitely recommend that one. Of course, you guys have heard of You Are a Badass, and then there's Eat That Frog, and the other 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. So whatever it is that works for you. I do like to point out here that personal development does not have to be a book. So if you're not, a big reader or you just don't like books, I mean, personal development is anything you do to grow yourself as a person. Personal development is praying, okay, yoga, meditation, going to church, listening, to a podcast, whatever it is, something that grows you. It could just be going on a walk in the park, looking around at nature and kind of like getting your head right. That could be your personal development. So don't get hung up on the book thing if that's not your thing. That's okay. All right, we're almost done, I swear. Okay, staff meetings. Again, I mentioned this at the beginning of the call. If you never went to a staff meeting at your job right now, like, first of all, people would probably be like, what the heck is wrong with her? Like, why is she not coming to our meetings? Your boss would probably not be happy, and you would probably feel totally out of the loop. So why do we feel like it's okay to miss our weekly team calls? Why do we think it's okay to miss, like, the get-togethers, our uplines plan, or, Super Saturdays or Summit? Those are our staff meetings, and missing those is just like how you would feel if you missed a staff meeting at your job. You'd probably have to go to, hey, what did I miss? Hey, am I in trouble? Hey, what's going on? These are our staff meetings. So please show up, even if you can't get on the calls, like in your team page, be interactive, post in there, be asking questions, be answering questions, comment, be part of the team, be part of the community. You can't just like ostracize yourself at work and then, wonder why you're not getting better or moving up the ladder at the company. Well, because you've totally ostracized yourself. So, share the love. These are things I do in my team page. The pinned post of my team page is transformation photos. So whenever anybody on my team finishes a program, we comment below with our transformation photos. So we have a whole thread of transformation photos so that every Tuesday, if you don't have something of your own to post, you've got something of somebody else's to post, of somebody that you actually know. So yeah, I kind of went over this. So yeah, what if you didn't respond to their emails? Like, oh my gosh, I know on my team sometimes, or in uplines or my other coaches' teams, like, they're like, yeah, I've messaged her like 3 times. She's not writing me back. Like their own coaches. It's like, what if you did that to your boss at work? You know what I mean? Like, again, you're not going to get in trouble. We all love you, and Beachbody's not like that. But I mean, just would you really be growing? Would you really be growing in your position or moving up the ladder if you just like didn't respond to your coworkers or boss's emails? Like, probably not. So be involved. Ties into teamwork. Take advantage of your resources. Find a success partner that's somebody that you have similar goals with, that you work at a similar pace with, that you have a good balance with. You want to have different strengths and weaknesses to help you succeed. Help others. Lose the scarcity mindset, okay? I have heard before that like some coaches don't want to like or comment on other coaches' posts because they don't want it going in their friends' news feeds. Like, that is a scarcity mindset, okay? And you have to lose that, because there are more than enough people in the world for all of us to succeed, okay? There are more than enough people, coaches, challengers, everything, for every current Beachbody coach to be a 15-star diamond, all right? So it doesn't matter. And I'll tell you a little story about me, and I don't even know if Stephanie probably knows this, but Stephanie and I have been friends a long time. Obviously, she was a Beachbody coach, and I knew that. And I had kind of talked to her about it here and there for like a year or so, like random messages. And then Lindsay Westbrook somehow friended me, probably because we had a million mutual friends. So then I saw Lindsay Westbrook's stuff start going into my news feed. And then so I saw more Beachbody, right? And I saw, Lindsay's obviously like an elite coach, and they were going on crazy trips. And I'm kind of like, so I'm seeing like this kind of different picture of Beachbody and like a broader picture of Beachbody. And this was like years ago. Okay. So, and so Lindsay Westbrook, who I had no idea was Stephanie's upline, all right, because how would I know that when I'm not even a Beachbody coach? I didn't even know what upline meant, okay? But Lindsay Westbrook made a post about doing a coach sneak peek, like a what is coaching. Comment below if you want to join. So I commented that I wanted to join, and I joined Lindsay Westbrook's sneak peek. And I learned more about coaching, and then I was like, you know what? I want to do that. So then I messaged Stephanie, because Stephanie is my friend, and I said, hey, I'm ready to do this Beachbody coaching thing. I'm in this girl, Lindsay Westbrook's sneak peek, and I'm learning about it, and I want to do it. I didn't go to Lindsay Westbrook's, okay, because Stephanie was my friend, and I already built a relationship with Stephanie, and I already talked to her about it. And so if you are being that person on your Facebook, you don't have to worry about that. To me, if I'm liking and commenting on my team's stuff, and more Beachbody's going into my friend's newsfeed, that is just a heck lot of more free advertising for me, isn't it? To me, that's like, oh, heck yeah, get all that Beachbody up in their newsfeed. They're going to love Beachbody. They're going to know all about Beachbody, but they're still going to come to me because I have built that relationship and they're my friend. Okay, so if you are doing that, if you are building connections and relationships the way that you should be, you don't have to worry about any of that, okay? That was probably a long explanation to a simple concept, but okay. Evaluation. You probably have evaluations at work, self-evaluations, annual, you fill them out for yourself, or your boss does an evaluation on you. We have to do this for ourselves, okay? So we have to do a self-evaluation. Am I really doing the 4 vital behaviors? Am I adding friends? Am I connecting? Am I following up? Am I using my resources? Am I posting? Am I really doing these things? And then again, looking at our team. So if you're, if you have a team of your own, you're a diamond coach or above, you want to be looking at them because you're now the boss, right? it's funny because we say the word girl boss and we all like love it. Like we love being a girl boss and like girl bosses and hashtag and blah, blah, blah. But then we don't like thinking of ourselves like a boss to our team. And I don't like thinking of myself necessarily like a boss, I guess. Like I'm not sitting here like telling people what to do or anything, but you know, I'm still like, I'm a girl boss, right? So it's funny how we say it so positively in one sense, but then we like take it away in the next sense. But I want to look at my team. Hey, are they posting? Are they posting effectively? When's the last time they posted? I want to hop on their page and see what they're doing, see what's going on. I want to give them constructive criticism, not just be their cheerleader, but be their girl boss, right? Celebrate them, recognize them, let them know what they're doing right, and let them know that they're doing awesome, that they have the potential to do this, and that I believe in them because I truly believe in every single person on my team and everybody on this call, anybody even watching, because everybody can do this. You can do it. You know what to do. It's just a matter of doing it. So how successful would you be in whatever job it is you have now if you did not do any of these things we just talked about? All right. So this was, Joyce Meyer said this at the Joyce Meyer conference I went to this year, but you can't give up until you give it your best. And I love that. And so I always say, like, no one's giving up ever because I haven't even given it my best yet. I know nobody on the call has given it their best yet. I know that probably, I don't even know most people in Beachbody because there is so much you can do, guys. It is endless, the amount of stuff you can do. Social media, different platforms, you know, different filters on your pictures, different apps you use, like, I mean, adding friends, starting a like page, like, it's never ending what you can do to succeed in this business. So I know that none of us has truly done it all. So none of us can give up because there's always different ways to do things and additional ways to do things. You just have to go out there and find them and figure them out and give them a try. All right. Are people still here? I can't see the video when I'm talking, so I just like talk and I have no idea if people are still here.
We still have 7 people on.
Oh, sweet. All right. Okay. So did I just like overload everybody? Is everybody okay?
No, that was awesome.
Say what you need.
Does anybody have any questions before we get off of here? I know, Ashley, you were in the chat. Do you have any questions?
Who just got off? Was that somebody on my team? No, that was Ginger. Okay. I just want to make sure I have a note of everybody on my team. Okay, let me go in the chat and see. Oh, Ashley's talking about her server. Oh, Jasmine, she was on too. She had to get off. Okay.
Yeah, she had to get off. She had to drive.
Okay. All right.
Well, I just wanted to take a minute to say thank you, Jenna. First of all, thank you for getting on the night before Thanksgiving and doing this call. I know that you are super, super busy, and I had a ton of takeaways, and I hope you guys did too, and any of you watching the recording. She did an awesome job of kind of breaking down like how to treat Beachbody like a business, which I think is something that a lot of people struggle with. And I love the quote you used at the end. I just wrote that down. So that's so awesome. You can't give up until you've given it your best. But seriously, amazing call. Thank you for doing this for us. And does anybody have any questions? Happy Thanksgiving to you, Ashley.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Thank you all for getting on the night before Thanksgiving as well. I'm so glad I got to talk to your team. Obviously, I love your team and love Stephanie. She's been a good friend of mine for like, I think a decade now.
Forever. We're going
Yeah, so we're all taking this to the top. And I love all you guys, and you guys can always Facebook message me anytime. And I'll try to get those YouTube videos over to Steph as well.
Yeah, I have the A to Z one somewhere, but if you have them handy, send them to me and I'll post them with the call.
Okay.
The A to Z one is awesome. If you guys haven't watched that video, it's a really awesome method. So, all right. Well, everybody have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Thanks for getting on.